What's up, Miami? This is the You Invented Swagger back with another vid. This one's recruiting, plus Boston College, plus Bethune Cookman preview. The preview is not going to be that long as Bethune Cookman come on. So first with recruiting, I'm only updating you on one guy really, defensive end out of Louisiana, 4-star defensive end named Tim Williams. I know his last name is Williams. I'm pretty sure his name's Tim. He's out of Louisiana. His top four is LSU, Miami, Alabama, and I want to say FSU or something like that. But I definitely know it's Alabama, LSU, and us. Where we are leading right now as it is. He was just in for a visit during Kansas State weekend. It went well even though we got blown out. I really like our chances here. The only one I'm really afraid of is LSU since it's hometown. He's probably a big Alabama hater, so I don't really see him going there. I can either see him, I would love to add him. He's 6'5", 240, really good motor. I think he would make a really big difference in this defense next year, just as a freshman. Another thing I wanted to talk about before I get into the preview is Mark D'Onofrio. Before I realized these next stats I'm about to tell you, I was only going to give D'Onofrio until I was going to say the NC State, maybe the Virginia Tech game, to see what this guy was all about. But I am going to give him, now when I say this, I don't want you over getting like this, because you guys are going to say, oh, why are you giving him that much time, he hasn't proven anything, blah 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 blah. Before I get into it, and I know you guys are saying he hasn't proven everything, that's fucking bullshit. He took a horrible defense, and we thought our defense was horrible. We were ranked 20th in the country in scoring defense, and we honestly, at the end of the year, we buckled up, but we had actual people who had started a game before. We have 5 starters on defense that started a game last year, or have even started a game. We have Deion Bush is probably going to start now with Vaughn out. He hasn't even played in a game before this year. Tracy Howard hasn't played in a college game before this year. Earl Moore and Daquan Ivory haven't played in a game before this year. Corey King never played in a game before this year. Thurston Ambrister never played a game at linebacker before this year. Eddie Johnson never played a game at linebacker before this year. We have a really young defense. Only Anthony Chickalo, Denzel Perryman, Shayon Green, Kelvin Kane hasn't even played before this year. He never played a game at D end. Always linebacker. Okay, who else? Thurston Ambrister played safety. Never played linebacker before. It's going to take some time for these guys to adjust. And when he was at Temple, even though it took him 3 to 4 years, which we might have to wait, he took a horrible defense. Come on, it's Temple. With their recruiting, up to 17th in the nation with Temple. Imagine what he can do with Miami. With our recruiting ranks, with South Florida alone. With FIU he could do probably number 5 just because of South Florida. Because of the hotbed in recruiting it is. But with Miami being Miami, competing with FSU and UF, getting back to being competitive, not just in the ACC but for national championships, we will well be on our way to a great defense. I think he is great coaching. I didn't see one scheme that I didn't like. It was blown coverages, blown assignments. The only thing I didn't like is that he was running too much zone, because when you run zone, you have to depend on your defensive line to get pushed. And as we know, our defensive line wasn't getting pushed. And I honestly, that's the only problem I had with that last game and Boston College. We need to play more man. Man is a lot easier to play than zone, especially with freshmen who haven't played a down in their life before this season. So that's the only problem I have with him. Other than that, I love his schemes. I think the reason why we're doing this badly on defense because of mental errors, blown assignments, which is under mental errors, gap assignments, which is under mental errors. Other than that, you see how everything I have a problem with is mental errors? That's on the players, not the coaches. So on to Bethune Cookman review. We beat them last year, started out slow, but we won, I think, 45-14 last year. We're favored by 43 points. Well, that's the betting line. It's in Miami, of course. We're not going to play at Bethune Cookman. I don't even know if they have a stadium on campus. They probably play at Lockhart Stadium or something. I'm really looking past this game and on to Georgia Tech. If you ask me, I'm the first person to tell you focus one play at a time, 1 second at a time, and that's it. But when you're playing someone like Bethune Cookman, come on. Like, seriously. I would be focusing on Georgia Tech right now, and I know you all are. But Al Golden has his team focused. He is the right kind of guy. Anybody can drop a scheme, but it takes a motivator, which Al Golden is, one of the very few, to make those players carry out that scheme. So, my prediction. I don't think we'll win by 50 points just because we're going to try and get a lot of freshmen playing time, and I think they'll make a lot of mistakes. But we will win. I honestly think we can shut them out. I do. But I'm not going to say we do. I'm going to say they score 10 to 17 points, maybe 20. I know you guys don't want to hear this, but I'm going to go as high as 20. I'm saying we score 41, 45, something like that. I do think we cover the line, but maybe not. I don't know. I don't really care about covering this line. It's Bethune Cookman. I only care about wins, and I care about developing these freshmen. So honestly, if I was Golden, I would play only freshmen this game. Let them develop, or not even just freshmen. I would let Chick play. I would let all the young defensive linemen play, not just freshmen, but people who need to develop. Like, I would let Malcolm Lewis play a lot. I would let Robert Lockhart play if he was on the depth chart. I would play Corey King. I would play Javon Blue, I think, is being redshirted. But I would play almost all the freshmen. Let them see how much better they are. Let them gain confidence. Let them gain experience. And let's come out with this with a W. Once again, go Canes. It's all about the U. We invented swagger, baby, and we getting it back. Might not be this year, but it definitely, hopefully, will be within the next year or two. I'm signing off. Go Canes.